Hello everyone. Welcome back to another instructional video for ID 110. In this video, we will be introducing perspective drawings, and we will be looking very specifically at two-point perspectives. So to start, it might be advisable to go back to the lecture, take a look at that information, take a look at your notes, and double check the text reading on it, because there'll be some terminology and vocabulary that will be a little bit different than what we've experienced previously. And so by doing such, I think it'll be helpful in looking at this information. Let's go back a little bit now. We've completed multi-view drawings, but it's wise to take a look at what we've just accomplished. In looking at this information and drawing this information, hopefully you've become more knowledgeable about this little structure that we've been working with. In so doing, we've created plans, both floor plans and reflected ceiling plans. We've done sections and we've done elevations, both interior and exterior elevations. And this information is put together in pieces in those multiple views. And sadly, this does not tell the whole story. It is a rather incomplete picture, rather fragmented. So as we move forward in the process of learning about this type of information and these types of drawings, we look to three-dimensional information to help us. Now, normally what would happen is that we would extend that information to include Paraline information and drawings. This information is three-dimensional information that takes the multi-view images and information and treats them like a puzzle piece to put together a three-dimensional puzzle of the object. And they become rather analytical in their characteristics and are very valuable to designers as they test their designs and understand how all the parts go together in a three-dimensional model. So this information can be rather technical and can be challenging for those who are not generally engaged in these types of documents and drawings. So as a result, we don't necessarily use Paraline drawings to represent three-dimensional images of our designs, because they're rather confusing and a little bit challenging to the viewer. So what we do is we move to perspectives, and perspectives become very, very helpful in a whole variety of ways. These are three-dimensional images, and they are much more matched to the way we see things in real life. They provide us with a context and a set of I'll say, graphic tools that integrate the world that we see in our as we go about living and experiencing life. It gives us that context, and it gives us a vehicle for placing a drawn image into that context and still providing all the information that we need about our designs and about the settings in which the designs are placed. So as a result, these drawings are very helpful in that the human eye can understand them and the brain can take in the information as being very close to normal, close to the things that we're used to seeing. And people respond well to them. As I mentioned, the multi-view drawings and the Paraline drawings tend to be a little bit confusing, but as we apply the rules of perspective to these design drawings, they become much more readable and understandable to the viewing, or to those viewing the information, especially lay people. So as we close this introduction, I want to say, why don't you give me a minute to set up my next step in the video demonstration. I think you'll find that it is helpful in describing what is actually occurring in a perspective image, and it starts to identify some important rules. So with that, I'll say stand by, and we'll see you in a minute or two as we take on the second part of our demonstration videos. Thank you very much.